This is our final session of of Japanese Canadians in Manitoba, a cultural experience. Now, this series is a part of the government stay-at-home program, so we're very fortunate to be able to do this with you. This evening we have performances and demonstrations, and myself, I'm Marley, and this is my daughter Coco, and we'll be hosting tonight's festivities. So I would first like to acknowledge that we're on Treaty 1 land, the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Dakota, Oji-Cree, and Dene peoples, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. I'd also like to acknowledge our drinking water comes from the Shoal Lake Reserves. So greetings from our president at JCAM, Kelly Kaita. We're going to invite him to say a few words before we get this show on the road.
Thank you, Marley. Thank you, Art. Again, on behalf of the Japanese Cultural Association of Manitoba, I want to welcome everyone. I want to thank everyone for taking time this evening to join us for our fifth and final program of the Safe at Home sponsored program by the Government of Manitoba. As you can see, I'm wearing a happy coat because tonight's theme is really Matsuri, or Japanese festival. And I'm very happy that Marley's going to host this, so I can just log off and tune out. No, I'm just kidding. Back to you, Marley.
Okay, thanks so much, Kelly. Before we begin, I want to invite you to participate in 3 different activities. So we have origami, Japanese dancing, so you have to get up and get moving, and shodo. So for origami, you'll need a square piece of paper about 5 to 6 inches. For shodo, you'll need a sheet of paper and a black felt pen if you have it, but really, if you don't have it, that's okay. Any sort of writing utensil. And for the dancing, you just need to get up, get moving, or you could stay in your seat and just do the arm movements in your seat. So that is also a possibility. We begin our evening tonight with the sounds of koto with Junko Raibuk and Yuko Kayama. So we are very excited that we have these 2 musicians joining us today, providing you with some beautiful, beautiful sounds. You are going to be amazed at their talents. So we are going to get that started in just a moment.
I'd like to introduce Junko Raibuk and Yuko Kayama. They will be playing koto. The koto is a Japanese traditional musical instrument. It came from China to Japan in the early 8th century. Since then, it has evolved into the unique and distinctly Japanese instrument it is today. Currently, the basic Japanese koto has 13 strings, and the player applies a bridge to each string. They use 3 picks with their right hand, and there are many styles of koto, from old Japanese classics to more worldly sounding contemporary songs. They will first play Rokudan, which is one of the oldest classical songs. They arranged the song to shorten it a little bit. And the second song is Hana Ikada, meaning is cherry blossoms petals falling on the river. When the cherry blossoms start to fall, it's a beautiful sight, especially the petals floating on the river. It's almost like a pink carpet that covers the surface. This viewing, called Hana Ikada, which they will play now. Thank you.
Next, we have origami or paper folding with Kai Fugler. He is phenomenal, so be prepared to see some excellent origami. And don't forget your piece of paper if you'd like to join us.
Hi, today I'm here with Kai Fugler. He is an origami artist, and he's here to show us some of his creations and maybe do something a little special at the end for our viewers. So Kai, where did you learn origami? How long have you been doing it? I mean, these are incredible pieces you brought to show us today.
I've been doing origami since, I would say, about grade 2 or 3. I was really interested in making paper airplanes, and so I decided to get a lot of books out that showed me how to make more and more complex paper airplanes, and a lot of those ended up being origami books, essentially. So then
Amazing.
I got origami books as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you have to show us today? What do you have here on the table?
A selection of a lot of different kinds of origami
Okay.
that I think show the diversity of what you can do.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about the dragon. What kind of paper is this? It looks pretty special.
This dragon is John Montrell's three-headed dragon. It's a model that I've loved folding for a really long time. The paper is from one of the members of the local origami community who passed away a couple of years ago, but he was very involved with Folklorama and the Cultural Center. Bob.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. And how long did it take you to make this this piece right here?
This piece
star.
is, I forget the exact name. I think it's the multiple intersecting tetrahedra.
Okay.
It took about 6 hours to make. It's
Wow.
made out of 30 pieces. Each of these lines is one piece of paper, and
Wow.
then you assemble it all together.
That's incredible. Incredible. There's a really nifty little piece here that I think our viewers would love to see. It looks like, I thought it was a gold rose,
Yeah.
but it's really not.
So this is called a flasher. The flasher is, it's a little piece. It's really tiny all the time. And you grab each edge and you pull it open.
Wow. So those are all intricate folds
Yes.
that pop open, but they close back to this original flower shape.
Yes.
Incredible.
You use a bit of water after you finish it.
Okay.
So then the paper stays in that shape after it dries.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And are you going to show us, do a demonstration for us? Show us something, make up
Oh, yes.
something for us?
Here, let me grab some paper.
Great. What's the standard size of paper that you use?
Paper is usually about 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters, or
Okay.
6 by 6 inches.
Great.
Any size works really, as long as you're not going too small, but yeah, so anything around that size should work.
Amazing. What will you make for us today?
Today I will be making a swan,
Okay.
and I will make a traditional crane as well.
Perfect.
All right, so should I
Okay.
start?
Yeah,
Or-
let's see it.
Okay, so for the swan, wait, sorry.
That's okay.
Should we do the one that we're
Just show us one first not the demonstration one.
not
Just
the
show us
demonstration?
the sample.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll be folding a traditional paper crane. You start off by creating what's called a preliminary base. You want to make sure that all of your folds are very, very crisp, because otherwise you might have a bunch of white edges that show through on the final model.
Right.
So a preliminary base is, if you've ever folded water bombs, I know a lot of kids did that in school.
I've
It's-
never folded a water bomb.
It's the exact same, actually.
My
It's
brother
this.
definitely has folded a water
Yeah,
bomb.
yeah, no, a lot of boys did it. But it's the exact same start,
Okay.
and it's just inverted.
Right.
So if you've ever made a water bomb, you'll recognize this base. That's called the water bomb base, or triangle base. And this is called the preliminary base, or the
Okay.
square base. So you take that, you take these outside edges, you fold them in. And do that on every side.
You give them a nice good fold.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
to-
important, like for every crease, unless a lot of diagrams and books will say whether they need to be like a really strong crease.
Okay.
But yeah,
It definitely
You're
looks like
never-
there's a technique to it.
yeah, you're never going to have a crease that like you'll regret doing, I
Okay.
think. Yeah, so I'm using my nail. You can use your fingers and just pinch as well, but you want to make sure that it is as sharp of a fold as you can get. So after I have folded all those edges in, I'm going to fold all them out.
How many origami pieces do you have memorized step by step?
For a while, I actually had this dragon memorized,
Okay.
which
That seems
is
that seems
probably
very
the most
difficult.
complex thing that I've memorized.
Right.
Most of I would say that by memory like right now, I'd probably 10 pieces at
Amazing.
most.
I
but-
could not memorize one.
Yeah. It gets at a certain point, like it's just a matter of doing it over and over. Like,
Repetition.
as
Sure.
as you can see, I have a smaller version of this
Oh,
dragon here,
Right.
and then an even smaller
Oh
one.
my goodness.
And then this one is folded with 5 centimeter by 5 centimeter paper.
Wow.
It's really tiny.
That's
if you
super
compare
tiny.
the size of the two of these.
Oh, that's so cute. You really must love those three-headed dragons.
I do love them.
Yeah, I mean, I love them too. It looks great.
Yeah.
My son would definitely. Kids would love that.
Yeah. No, it's from John Montrell's Mythological Beasts book, I think. It should be available at the library
Great.
here. So I've folded these edges up to form what's called the bird base. Is the base that you use for flapping birds, the crane, obviously. A lot of bird-related things. It's useful because it has these two flaps on the bottom, where you have a tail flap and
Okay.
a head flap. And you've also got the two upper
The two
things
upper
for the
flaps.
wings. Yeah.
Amazing.
So then I'm going to take these edges, fold them to the center. Now I'm going to follow this line along here, and I'm going to fold this up.
Okay.
And this allows you to make sure that there's a clean line for the head and the tail to follow. Then I'm going to do what's called an inside reverse fold. An inside reverse fold, you spread the paper,
Right.
and then you fold it
Oh,
down
and you fold
into it.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
this allows you to make a lot of really drastic changes to the shape of a paper. You use this more than just about any other fold in origami usually.
I feel like your three-headed dragon has a lot of those.
A
types
lot of
fold.
those,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's really tricky.
Yeah, they're how you get a lot of sharp edges, and
Okay.
it's very useful for creating shapes. So then I'm going to
Beautiful.
fold this down, fold this down so that I can do another inside reverse fold for
Right.
the head. And as a final touch, I will fold down both of the wings
Amazing.
and pull it out.
Pull it out, and there we
There you
go. Gorgeous. Now, will you show us, for our viewers, something that they can make?
Yes.
So we need a 6-inch by 6-inch piece of paper,
Yep.
and that's pretty much it. They're good to go.
That's it. That's everything you need.
Awesome.
And a pair of hands,
And a
hopefully.
pair of hands.
Okay. So you're going to start off by just laying down your paper. I recommend doing this on a solid surface.
Okay.
And you want to fold one corner to the opposite corner to
Right.
make a triangle.
And like we discussed earlier, get that, your thumbnail
Yes.
in there and
Get
give it
that
a good crease.
real strong.
Great.
And then you're going to unfold that. And now you're going to take this outer edge
Mm-hmm.
and fold it to this crease that you just made.
Okay.
This makes what we call a kite base because it looks like a kite.
Right. I am definitely with you. I'm going to try to remember all the steps. Take it to the kids. See if
Yeah.
they can do it.
I hope they can.
Okay, this is, and we do our second one.
Yeah, you
Just
do
the
that on the
same.
other side,
Perfect.
and now you have a kite base.
Yes, it does look like
as
a kite.
it looks like, yeah. And so now you're going to want to fold this in half,
Okay.
putting the folds that you just made on the inside, and you're going to take this bottom edge
Okay.
and you're going to fold it up to this fold that you made.
Ah, almost like a paper airplane.
Yes, a lot like a paper airplane.
Perfect.
In fact, I'm pretty sure this might work as
As
a
a
paper airplane.
yeah.
And you're going to do that on both sides, making sure your creases are very strong. And you're going to unfold it down the middle again.
Okay.
Now you're going to take this upper corner, this top corner,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to fold it all the way down to the bottom corner here. So that it looks like this,
Amazing.
like that. And then you're going to take this top edge and you're going to fold it back down. You want to make sure that both of these folds are lined up with this crease that you've made before,
Okay.
because we are going to take this now. We're going to fold it in half again, so that it's like this. And you might sort of see it, but so now what you want to do is you want to grab this fold that you made before,
Okay.
and you pull on it,
Oh, great.
and this creates the neck.
Right.
And then you pull the other folds you made out, and this creates the head.
Amazing.
And just spread out the back a little bit,
Yeah.
and there you go, you have a swan.
Wow. That's gorgeous. Well, thank you so much, Kai. This is phenomenal.
problem.
And I love all of the pieces that you have here. Is there anything else you'd love to share with us about origami?
I highly recommend that people give origami a try.
Awesome.
There's plenty of resources on the internet, at libraries, lots of good beginner books,
Great.
lots of good advanced books if you want to make more interesting models. Yeah, it's so fulfilling to finish these pieces and be able to show them to people.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have ikebana or flower arranging with Debbie and Nina Tizuyuki.
Ikebana, also known as karo, is the traditional Japanese art of flower arranging. The characters in Ikebana mean living and flower, referring to the fact that arrangements in Ikebana are supposed to give the flowers new life. Unlike Western flower arrangements where flowers are put in a vase, in Ikebana, flowers are very intentionally placed. Additionally, while Western arrangements are frequently densely packed, in Ikebana, emphasis is put on empty space and asymmetry. There are various different styles of Ikebana, such as Rika, Seika, Nageire, and Moribana. Today's Ikebana will be done in the Moribana style. In Ikebana, hasami are the scissors used to cut the flowers. The kenzan is a weighted metal holder used to fix the flowers in their positions. Kenzan can come in a variety of shapes and sizes to suit the needs of the particular arrangement. In today's arrangement, a circular kenzan is being used. A variety of different containers can be used in Ikebana. While any type of container can be used, in Moribana style, a low shallow container known as an utsuwa is frequently used, while in Rika style, which has more focus on vertical lines, taller, more vase-like containers are frequently used. For containers, neutral colors are good as they match all flowers. However, bolder colors can be used to either complement or contrast the flowers in the arrangement. In Ikebana, it's preferred to use seasonal flowers. In Manitoba winter, this is not possible. So for today's first arrangement, red roses and baby's breath will be used. The traditional Ikebana arrangement done in Moribana style consists of 3 parts: Shin, Soe, and Hikaye, or heaven, man, and earth. Shin refers to the longest branch, Soe refers to the middle branch, and Hikaye is the lowest branch in the arrangement. Supporting materials are added to add interest to the arrangement, but space is also consciously incorporated. In Ikebana, the arrangements are made so that the final result is only supposed to be viewed from one perspective. The second arrangement today will be done using alstroemeria and eucalyptus. Historically, flower arranging arrived in Japan from Buddhist monks from China offering ceremonial floral arrangements on altars. Their desire to preserve and prolong the life of flowers led to the creation of Ikebana. The representation of nature led to an aversion for symmetry and equal lines, and therefore even numbers are avoided. Western arrangements frequently concentrate their focus on beautiful flowers, but Ikebana gives equal focus on branches, leaves, and even the still water in the broad containers. In essence, an Ikebana arrangement represents plants growing in nature. Ikebana achieved its peak in 16th century, where arrangements were placed in tokonoma alcoves commonly found in Japanese houses. Additionally, inspired by ikebana, chabana, literally tea flowers, was also developed. This style of flower arranging was used in saro, the traditional Japanese tea ceremony. Sen no rikyu, an important figure in the development of saro, also played a large role in the development of chabana. As Sen no rikyu was most associated with the form of tea ceremony known as wabi-cha, in chabana, the concept of wabi-sabi is important, and arrangements are more minimalistic than those found in traditional ikebana. Particularly in chabana, seasonal flowers must be used. Arrangements should resemble flowers growing naturally in the wild, and showy flowers, artificially colored flowers, and flowers with no clear seasonality are avoided. In the first part of the Edo period, ikebana became a refined art and was practiced by military samurai generals to calm their minds and to make clear decisions. Over time, it became a cultural practice for all, and teachers opened a variety of schools to represent the different styles. Since then, many schools of ikebana have flourished, both in Japan and internationally. The original school, Ikebono, founded in the 8th century, still exists, and many other schools have opened over time, such as Enshuryu, Senkei Kyoryu, started by Sen no Rikyu, the famous tea master. Most of these schools adhere to the rule of the 3 elements of heaven, man, and earth. For many years now, the practice of ikebana has been taught at JCAM and may be offered again when pandemic rules allow.
Next up, we have our Aurora dancers. And don't forget, this is where we are going to either join in on our chair if we want to, or stand up and do a little dance with the dancers.
In the mid-1990s, Lucy Yamashita was asked to teach Japanese dance to adults as a program at what was then called the Manitoba Japanese Canadian Cultural Centre. As requests increased for performances by dancers, not just in the community, but from other organizations and groups in Winnipeg, such as Chamber of Commerce, Senior Residences, and Historical Society, Manitoba Opera, Museum of Man and Nature, just to name a few, as well as from surrounding areas of Winnipeg. The group was formally given the name Aurora Dance Group by one of the venerated seniors in the community, Mr. Abe. Since its formation, the group has performed every year at the Japanese Pavilion in Folklorama, and in recent years has traveled to participate in events in Lethbridge and Calgary. The 2 pieces that the Aurora Dance Group will be performing today are Heisei Ondo and Sano Sano Sa. And Heisei Ondo, the song speaks of the dreams of bringing everyone together in peace. This is performed as a folk dance using the shan-shan paper umbrellas from Totori Ken. Sano Sano Sa, the song tells of a geisha seen practicing her dancing while thinking of her patron who has not visited her in a while. She wonders if he will return and is upset that he is so neglectful. And now, the Aurora dancers.
온도 타는 緑植えなきゃ花はない家を固めりゃ自然になるさ愛と笑いの街づくりささ歩ってよ知るって明日も平和をみんなの夢をちゃんと束ねるあそれ平成音頭大正昭和にかけてした平和のありがたさ歌いつなの何代までも孫が歌って子が踊るささ歩って漁師るって明日も平和をみんなの夢をちゃんと束ねるあそれ平成音頭頭の鉢合わせいろはに組の粋なお兄さん小頭でまといもちさのさのささのさのさ惚れたほの字の流行り風手主でまとめるお連れ髪恋の大川しぐれひとぐりじれたい憎い人つまびきで合わす三味の目や肩舟謎をかけてもやぼな兄さん金色の石頭さのさのささのさのさ決しておくれよ胸の火をそうですり
でじれったい罪な人意地が真女の左妻とんとこの頃育児なしいろはに組の粋なおみさんつけ組は呼んだやらさのさのささのさのさまるでお座敷上の空ため息混じりのちょん酒恋の大川しぐれひとふりじれったい悪い人
Hello, I'm Teresa Oy, and what we're going to do now is we're going to get all of you to join us with our next dance. All the cities in Japan pretty well have their own folk dance, and in Winnipeg we've adopted tankobushi. And if you've been to the Folklorama Japanese Pavilion or if you've been to the schools program here at the center, you've probably learnt the dance already. So you're going to be ready to go, but we will do a short teaching session first, and then we'll start the music. For those of you who are sitting, please stand. If you want to remain sitting, remember you can sit in the chair and do the hand actions. So first of all, we're going to start with a double clap twice. So we'll clap, 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 clap. It's a coal miner song called tankobushi, so you're going to dig to the right, you're going to dig to the left, you're going to throw the coal over your right shoulder, left shoulder, then you're going to step back with your left foot, look up at the moon, look at the moon, and then you're going to push that cart, push the cart, cross your hands, clap, clap, clap. You're finished for the day, and then we go again. So I think we're ready. We're going to start the music, and we'll start again. So it's the same thing over and over again. And you're actually, if you're in a group at home, you can do it in a circle, like we are here. Okay. Yep. Dig twice to the right, twice to the left. Over your right shoulder, back, back. Push the cart, cross. You're finished for the day. Clap, clap. Dig twice to the right, twice to the left. Over your right shoulder, back, back. Push the cart, cross your hands. Clap, clap, clap. Okay, everybody got it? So I think what we're going to do now is I said that we have adopted tankobushi as Winnipeg's dance. We're going to add our own Winnipeg swing to it. Okay, so are we ready? We'll stop the music again, and I'm going to join the circle. So you can watch all of us. Dig, twice to the right, twice to the left. Over your shoulder, back, back. Remember, you can do the hand movements while you're sitting in your chair. Twice to the right, twice to the left. Over your right shoulder, back, back. Push the cart, cross, clap, clap, clap. Dig to the right. You can add your own little movements. We're partnering up with BTS. Two to the right. Right shoulder, left shoulder, back, back, push, push, cross. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for joining in with us.
Okay, next we have Shodo, or Japanese calligraphy, and this is with Yayoi Brandt.
Hi, I'm here with Yayoi Brandt, and she is very involved with JCAM. She is currently our Japanese editor in the Outlook and helps, obviously, is our in-house interpreter for Japanese language. She's also been a language instructor, so we are very lucky to have someone with all this knowledge, and she's here to talk to us about the Shodo calligraphy. So what is Shodo? Can you give us a bit of an overview, a bit of a history of what actually Shodo is?
Sure. Shodo's sho is writing letters, and do is the way. So shodo means the way of writing letters with a brush and ink. Anyone can write letters as long as you can hold a brush. So I welcome anyone to the Shodo class after COVID. However, Shodo is not painting. You have only one chance to create, as you cannot correct brush strokes later, and you must be fluid in execution. It requires much practice before you are able to perform a moment in time. So we start by learning the styles and techniques of teachers or favorite calligraphers' example of letter writing. We call this shuji, literally learning letters. Once you establish your own styles and techniques, you will be able to create your own art of shodo. Historically, shodo came from China in the 6th century with Buddhism and kanji Chinese characters. Ancient Chinese calligraphers, such as Ogishi, are much respected among Japanese calligraphers. Later, when the Japanese syllables, hiragana and katakana, were created, Japanese calligraphers created styles unique to Japan. And this tradition still continues.
What sort of tools and materials do you need for this art form?
Right. Tools, like I said before, you need brush, and here is suzuri. It's an inkstone.
Okay.
And sumi is a ink stick.
Okay.
And water. You put water in the inkstone. And grind ink stick.
Oh, wow.
Here it is. So here it is. All right. And so that you can make your own ink.
So the inkstone is quite pigmented. It's
Yes,
almost
it is made of vegetable,
Okay.
right, or a pine soot with a little bit of glue in it.
Amazing.
Yeah. And here it is. This is already made ink.
Okay.
You can buy it at the store. But I encourage my students to make your own ink, as this is a time of a transition from busy life to quiet time, and I call it meditation. Once your ink is thick, you're ready to practice.
Okay.
Okay.
And are there
No.
different styles of
Yes.
calligraphy?
Here are some examples here.
Amazing.
This means all haru, 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 haru.
Okay.
One word, it meaning spring.
Spring.
Yes.
And this
But
is
this is called, first one is called kaisho. And then this called gyosho. And this called sosho. And this is called reisho. And kaisho will start beginning with this, practicing this.
okay.
And this would be equivalent to print in English letter.
Okay.
And social would be handwriting, equivalent to handwriting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in Japan, when you see letters on a sign, or sorry, when you see the characters on on a sign or in a book, it would be the first style.
Yeah,
you're
first
showing?
style would be the,
Okay.
yeah, very common, right. And then the last one would be this one. It's called kana. This is a mixture of hiragana and kanji,
Okay.
often used for poetry writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
For poetry writing, that is
Right.
so beautiful. It
Okay.
looks, I mean, it's an art form in itself, describing an art form. It's amazing. And what kind of paper are you using?
Right. I forgot. Now there are many different kind of paper.
Okay.
We called hanshi. This would be a practice sheet,
Okay.
and then the one that I have here would be for the last piece that you would
That you would want to show
want to.
people.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So here is a very
Okay.
thin paper of hanshi or rice paper, and then you usually have a undercloth so that
Right.
you won't go through the paper,
Okay.
and then you put paperweight.
Ah, to hold it down. That's
Right.
perfect.
Right, and then you're ready to start practicing.
Okay. And what are you going to show us today?
All right. Probably I usually encourage you to start the word. I will do that. Write it quickly. The letter of A. Letter of A has 8 different strokes that student will learn. So you can see that sometimes very slow, but yet with a speed. And this A meaning eternity.
Okay.
And it has a 1, this is a stroke, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So
Amazing.
yeah, 8 strokes that you should know about in
this one.
shodo. Yeah.
And the viewer, I'm not sure if they noticed, but there's a way to hold the brush in order to get those strokes.
Right.
I noticed because you know, we're maintaining our distance, but I can see the sort of flick of your wrist,
Right.
almost like you're dancing. And that is really beautiful and really interesting.
Right. And probably this is strictly like equivalent to print, right?
Okay, right,
Especially when you have this kind of a style,
right.
right, social, and that'll be a very quickly flowing, right.
And now we're going to invite our viewers to join us into writing our own shodo character. Yayoi is going to show us step by step how to do this so that you can do it at home.
All right. Brush is in the ink. Make it straight, the brush, straighten the brush. Here we go. Hold it.
Can you see the holding? Okay. First stroke. Second. Third. Fifth and sixth. And seventh. And the last stroke. Gently lift up your brush.
Beautiful. And
Here is
this
the
means eternity.
eternity, yes. And
So-
it has 8 strokes. Very important to learn.
Mhm. And now we can practice eternity at home.
I hope you're practicing your shodo and your dancing and having a good time in your seats. Right now, we are going to move on to sushi making with Chef Ono. So we're going to make you a little hungry over there. And then hopefully you come back and visit us at the center when we're open for business.
Hi and welcome. Today I'm here with Chef Ono-san from our Cultural Center. Chef, tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Sadao Ono, and then I opened the Edohe restaurant in 1988 and closed down in the 2012. And then after that, I'm going to help a culture center in the summer sushi class across in the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Chef, you've trained 5 other chefs in the art of sushi making.
Yes, I did in the whole 5 people I trained in the Winnipeg and in the city. So they have on restaurant, some people doing very well, better than me sometimes, but very good.
And you're at our Cultural Center bringing us amazing food and helping with so many other little projects like the ramen cooking demonstrations,
Yes.
cooking classes. So you're instrumental to bringing our Japanese cultural foods to our table. And you're here today with us
Yes.
demonstrating how to make the most favorite dish of all,
And sushi,
sushi.
I'm going to making California inside out and tekamaki, the tuna, and the salmon maki, and then kappamaki is a cucumber.
So now when we talk about inside out,
Yes.
that's the rice on the outside,
Outside,
and the seaweed, the nori on the inside.
yes.
Awesome.
Okay, this is the seaweed nori, half cut nori for this one. And this one is avocado, and the salmon, cucumber, and tuna, and crab stick, imitation crab stick. And then tobiko. Tobiko is a flying fish egg. And then this is the masango, and they putting the whole topping in the California inside out.
Amazing. And this is also fish roe, fish eggs.
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
Ok.
so what's the first step?
Okay, first step is I'm gonna make a cucumber.
This is amazing because growing up, I wasn't taught how to make sushi. My grandma would just whip it up. I thought it was, one of those easy things to just whip up. She'd do it for Christmas time, New Year's Eve. But actually, there are so many steps in making sushi, and doing it properly, you need the proper rice. Right, Chef?
Yes, that's right. Not too much, no little. So this is the cucumber.
And the proper rice is We always say the cocoa rose. What's the best rice to buy to make sushi?
Oh, cocoa roads is still good, but in the best one is very expensive.
Okay.
But normally people doing cocoa in the Nishiki.
Nishiki,
Yes.
yes. That's another good one.
Yeah.
And do you flavor the rice at all?
Yes, I do in the salt and Japanese rice, rice
vinegar?
vinegar, and then little bit salt, and then kombu. Kombu is the seaweed. Put in the vinegar sushi is this one.
Mm.
And this is now
Ooh,
tuna.
tuna. This is going to be delicious. The other thing that's really important is how tight you get the rolls, right?
Yes, and then but not too much squeeze it.
Okay, don't squish it too much because it'll
No.
pop out the ends.
Yes, and then also very tight in the rice is no good too. So
Okay. And the other thing I noticed when you put on, so when I was when I imagined making sushi, you just put the rice on the entire piece of nori, but no, that's not the best way.
No.
So you're making a bit of a like a divot almost.
Yes, this is open here,
Open on the one side.
one side, and then put in wasabi now.
Okay.
Some people don't like wasabi, but
Right.
I do here in the home. And then
It's one of those spices that just gives instant flavor,
yes,
and then it goes away. It doesn't linger.
no, and this one go,
This
this
is your
one go
salmon.
here, and then move her makisu midare sudare, bamboo mat.
The bamboo mat, move it up,
Yes.
and then kind of roll it again. So that was our salmon.
Yeah,
Maki.
salmon maki. Okay, I tried to making her her California inside out,
Okay.
and
Now the California inside out roll. Do you know the history of that roll? Where did it come from, California?
that come from California,
Okay.
and then use her avocado
Yeah.
and then crab stick,
The pollock. stick?
pork. If you want to real one, it taste better.
Right. Well, in California, they probably have access to
Yes.
real crab, but
real
here we
crab.
have to make do. And it's the most, would you say that this one is the most popular?
Yeah, very popular in the whole Canada and in the whole all over now.
Mm-hmm. And would you see something like this roll in Japan?
This yes, this is the whole tobiko flying fish.
Flying fish roll.
Flying
Delicious.
fish roll. And then
Where's the best place to buy tobiko?
tobiko in the whole summer in the whole Sanwa or Lucky has one.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is the avocado. Then roll it. Also, this is the with the saran wrap.
Okay. Saran
No,
wrap.
stick it.
Ah, the saran wrap is such
Yeah.
a good trick because the rice won't stick to the bamboo mat.
No.
Amazing.
Okay, now I cutting.
It's probably important to have a really sharp knife
Yes,
to cut nori.
very important to that.
Mm-hmm.
Cut.
When you were running your business, what was your favorite dish to make?
I like sushi,
Mm-hmm.
and then sometimes real Japanese like sukiyaki or shabu shabu.
Ooh, yes. Now, in terms of you know, someone like myself, if I want to go buy sashimi, like sashimi good sashimi, where would I go? What would be the store to go to?
That store, you know, La Plata in the whole close to Waverly,
Okay.
that they have a fresh in the sushi grade fish,
Okay.
and this is the tuna.
Because I'm always, you know, questioning where to get the ingredients, what's the best rice, because I don't have anyone at home to tell me what's the best thing to do. So this is so helpful. We get all the secret tips from our very own Chef Ono.
Yes.
How often would you make sushi at home?
At the home,
Mm-hmm.
maybe once a month.
Once a month. Beautiful.
Okay.
That looks good enough to eat.
Yeah.
Oh, and our wasabi for the side.
Wasabi the side.
Delicious.
Okay, like this.
And here we have it.
Yeah, you're having now.
Delicious.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Soy sauce on this.
Perfect. And now it's time to eat.
Yes.
Get my hashi. Thank you so much, Chef Ono.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you very much.
Okay, yes, if you're wondering, it was delicious. And I tried to share, but I don't think I did a very good job sharing. Okay, so up next, if you visited us at Folklorama, you know we like to end off with a bang. So we have a special production from Hinode Taiko. For nearly 40 years, Hinode Taiko has been sharing the energy and joy of traditional Japanese drumming through their powerful performances. They're fiercely proud of their strong roots in the Japanese Canadian community in Winnipeg and frequently perform across the province at local cultural and charitable events such as Folklorama and Asian Heritage Month. Over the years, they've also enjoyed the privilege of performing across Canada, the United States, and Japan. The name Hinode Taiko is Japanese for rising sun drums and evokes the beautiful sunrises of the Canadian prairies while being a homage to Japan, the land of the rising sun. It also is a nod to Hinode's history as one of the first taiko groups in Canada. Hinode Taiko members have actually continued to meet and practice virtually throughout the pandemic. There were many challenges in creating a virtual rehearsing environment. I can't even imagine. I'm sure there were many, but the problems were identified, changes were made, and new methods to rehearsing were discovered. Recently, the loosening of restrictions have allowed members to get back to the gym to practice with masks and social distancing. Today's videos will be the first public performances of two new works composed by Hinode Taiko's artistic director, Yuko Nozoi, who guided Hinode's pivot to virtual practicing during the pandemic lockdowns. Hinode Taiko will be performing their newest piece, Akatsuki, which is a phase of sunrise, specifically the moment when light first appears along the horizon. It represents a new day, a fresh start, and renewed hope. This piece was written after the start of the pandemic lockdowns and was intended to encourage each other and our audience during this time of physical separation. that was awesome. We have another performance for you. So after over 2 decades, Genki Daiko, the recreational wing of Hinori Taiko, has practiced and shared taiko with a unique spirit of joy, humor, and inclusivity. In 2012, their first public performance was a video recorded for the global Hiryu project. More recently, they have appeared at Hinori Taiko's 35th anniversary concert, Kansha, and with the Manitoba School for the Deaf ensemble, Vibrations, at events such as the Magic of ASL annual galas and the 2018 Canada Deaf Games opening ceremonies. Genki will be presenting their newest original piece, Kanki, meaning great joy, or literally joy joy, if written using the usual kanji characters. However, in a little play on words, the first character was replaced with the character for view, in the hopes that this piece will be a joy to watch. And now the Kanki video. That was awesome. As usual, we hope you enjoyed Hinode Taiko. We are going to wrap things up. Art Miki is going to say a few words. He's been instrumental in receiving the grant and putting the show together and organizing all the videography. So here's Art.
Well, thank you, Marley, and that was a wonderful job that you did, and certainly for all the entertainers who participated tonight. We are really grateful to the provincial government for the stay-at-home program that they initiated. And the intent was to, because of COVID, to provide opportunities for people to learn something about our different cultures. And I hope that the 5 sessions that we've had over the past months has done that. And so I want to just express our appreciation to the many people who took part. I know that thank yous go out to certainly all the performers. I'm thinking of the writers that came from across Canada who participated, Mark Sakamoto and Sally Ito, Jeff Stearns, and Michiko Blakey, as well as having Shigeru Tetsuro Shigematsu, who had participated with us. Also, I want to just acknowledge the people who were panelists who took part in the film Facing Injustice. Ron Kaita, Kathy Gabrowski, Clara Fukumoto, and Yuhito Adachi. And also for the cultural performances this evening was Junko Ryback and Yuko Kayama. Kai Tugler and Debbie and Nina Tsuki. The Aurora Dancers was Lucy Yamashita, the instructor, Yayoi Brandt, Hinode Taiko for their wonderful show. And to make this all possible, I want to certainly congratulate Kenji Dick, who put the videos together. He came out and filmed one day, and I thought he did a wonderful job of capturing the spirit that was there with all the performances. I want to thank Marley Takayama for being host and taking part in all the different demonstrations. Wonderful. And certainly to Kelly Kaito, who's the president of JCAM, but he's such a talented person when it comes to technical. And certainly he was one of the instrumental people in ensuring that we got this off the ground. So anyways, I want to thank all of you. I hope you've enjoyed the sessions that we've had, and we look forward to perhaps to doing this again. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you for attending. Arigato, and good night.
One last thing, thank you, Art Miki, on behalf of the entire board at JCAM. We couldn't have done it without you. So big round of applause for Art Miki and all the efforts for Safe at Home Manitoba.
Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.